We have debated, we have argued, and we have weighed the risks, but the truth remains. If we do not act now, we may never have the chance again. Let this proposal stand as our declaration that the Senate will not be a relic of the past, but the foundation of our future. The Emperor may wear the crown, but it is the people who must hold the power.
But what about the Jedi? The Supreme Chancellor, the Emperor, ordered the Jedi's destruction. He sent death squads against Republic citizens who had volunteered to serve their galaxy. He needs to be held accountable for that, if nothing else, and the Senate must put him on trial for—
Absolutely not. The Jedi are not popular right now, and tying ourselves to them would play into the Emperor's hands. His supporters would say we were following in the Jedi's footsteps, attempting to overthrow his legitimate authority, and that would be the topic of debate instead of
saving the Senate.
This is all the Jedi's fault.
The Jedi deserve justice. I realize the idea is controversial. I realize many people blame the Jedi for starting the war. But I believe a full investigation of what Palpatine has done will only gain support as the truth emerges. If we want to take back power, we can lay the groundwork by revealing the extent of his evils.
The Jedi Council attempted to assassinate Supreme Chancellor Palpatine, and he was within his rights to declare their order an enemy of the state. The result was tragic, and the tactics aggressive. But the Jedi cannot be taken lightly. What crimes do you refer to anyways?
Palpatine saw the Jedi as a threat, and he found an excuse to wipe them out. He planned for it. He waited, and then he murdered them while playing the victim. You know it in your heart, and there's a path to showing the truth to everyone if we commit.
My apologies. Will you excuse us? Tell me.
I believe Palpatine was planning the destruction of the Jedi for years. He feared them more than he ever feared the Senate. And if we can prove that, then we can incriminate his whole sordid administration.
How would we prove it?
I've been badgering the intelligence services for weeks to show me evidence of a Jedi conspiracy. Evidence that Palpatine was right to destroy the entire order. But he overplayed his hand. The Jedi Council used force to try to stop him. It's true, and he can try to spin that into something larger, act like that incriminates every Padawan, every 6-year-old child in the Order.
I understand your theory, but still, what's your proof?
The administration finally caved and sent me documents implicating the Jedi Order as a whole, claiming even the children were in on the Jedi plot. I happen to know they're fake. That's all we need. We found the loose thread, and we can tug until the entire tapestry of lies unravels. We reveal Palpatine's true face. We clear the name of the Jedi.
No one cares about the Jedi. If the documents are fake, if we can prove it, you're talking about a series of revelations we'd need to showcase for the public in the most convincing possible manner. And for what?
For justice, for truth, for the Republic, for democracy.
There are better ways. People don't change their minds in the face of evidence. People look for evidence that fits what they believe, and they've already made up their minds about the Jedi. If we start—
Are the people who do still care about the Jedi irrelevant? Are the Jedi not people themselves? There are still Jedi Knights being hunted, and if we prove what Palpatine's been up to, we may actually save lives.
No, absolutely not. We need allies, Bale. We need votes. And the shortest path there is by appealing to the self-interest of our fellow senators. The Emperor has taken away our power, and we want it back. Simple and universal. When you talk about Jedi and conspiracies, if we bring ideology into it, we're adding needless difficulty. This will be hard enough as it is.
You won't even bring it to the group.
You already did that. Chasing after Jedi won't get us the coalition we need. Are you in or out?
I'm out. Padme would have been out too.
All right, so The Reign of Empire, Mask of Fear just dropped about a week ago. And one of the parts in this book that I really like was the clash between Bale Organa and Mon Mothma during a Delegation of 2000 meeting. The Delegation, once a united front against Palpatine, is falling apart, with many senators siding with him, seeing him as a hero who ended the war and saved billions. Mon is desperately trying to hold on to what's left, hoping to save the Senate from being completely washed away under Palpatine's rule. Meanwhile, Bale is like the only one in the room who knows the truth about the Jedi. He was there with Obi-Wan and Yoda when it all went down, and it kills him that no one else sees how Palpatine orchestrated the whole thing. He's desperate to expose the Emperor, believing that providing the Jedi were framed could turn the tide. But Mon, she shuts him down. She knows that the public has already decided that the Jedi were traitors, and if they tie themselves to them, they'll lose what little political support they have. It all ends with Bale realizing he's alone in this fight, and in a final gut punch, he walks away saying Padme would have been against Mon's strategy too. Honestly, I get both sides. Bale wants justice, but Mon knows that playing the long game is the only way to actually win. And as much as I hate to say it, I think Mon was right. If they had led with justice for the Jedi first, they probably would have never gotten off the ground. But what do you guys think? Leave your comments down below.